You remember The Exorcist, Joe?
Preacher Isaac, I sure do. Ooh, scary.
I remember I was about 7 or 8 years old, and the school I went to, I gotta tell you, it was rough. I mean, there was a bunch of little hooligans, and that came out, and I couldn't afford to see it at first. It was something I'd have to save up for. Quite honest, I wasn't real interested in seeing it at all anyway. But all these kids, they were like, all the boys, they would say, well, I saw The Exorcist. It's like, wow, really? Oh my God, scariest movie ever. Oh, heavens, it was scary. And they were talking about all the things that this woman did, this girl, and how she's spinning her head around, floating up and down. And then they'd come back and they'd say, well, I've seen it twice. Another boy would say, well, no, I've seen it 3 times. And another boy might say, oh, I've seen it 4 times. It was like your badge of courage. How many times you saw The Exorcist. And so at a certain point, I was like, well, I've got to see this movie. When everybody else has seen this movie, and some several times, according to them, I've got to see it at least once. So I went and saw the movie, and sure enough, it was like they said, and it did kind of scare me a little bit, thinking, oh my, I sure don't want to ever be possessed. I don't want to be possessed. I don't want any part of that. I remember thinking to myself, well, wait a minute now. I don't recall any of this demon possession stuff being told of me. Why is that? And then but after a while it kind of faded from my mind, because the movie goes away, and I wasn't, I stopped thinking, oh my gosh, I stopped thinking, well, I was just kind of like, I don't worry about that stuff. I don't worry about it, because it seemed like you almost had to be Catholic. It seemed like, and you know what I'm saying, Joe?
Well, I sure do, Isaac. In fact, I can't think of any other, you think about monks, and you think about, pastors and all these other types of religion, and, unless you get into some of that stuff, that voodoo, that sort of thing. No, you just don't really, it's always the Catholics. It's always that. It's a Catholic thing, it seems. The devil seems to only want to possess people who are Catholic.
Well, that's right. That's right, Joe. The devil seems to only want to possess people who are Catholic, and the only antidote to being possessed is a Catholic priest. So now that I'm older and I'm, a preacher, I really got to thinking about this. What is it about the devil that he likes, what is it about demonic spirits and the devil that they just want to mess with the Catholic priest? And in the show, as it goes, he's a new guy. He's just come kind of out of, if I'm recalling this right, just stop me if I'm wrong. You know it differently, Preacher Joe, but he's just coming out of school, and he's come and where he's going to be at this church where he's going to be doing his priestly job. So he's there with an old priest, been around the block a few times, and then it comes apparently like to get this call, hey, we got a demonic possession over here. We need the priest, and we need him right away. And so the young priest is kind of like, okay, I guess that's, go ahead there. You got one there, live one. And the old priest looks at him and is like, what are you talking about? I ain't going. I'm not going anywhere near that. Now, that's your job. And the young priest is like, what do you mean? It's my job. I just got here. And I think this is something for more of a heavyweight, not a rookie. And the old priest says, hey, this is, now you get a chance to really show your stuff here. Go in there, and young whippersnapper, you go in and you're going to go down there, you're going to find out what it's all about, man. This is your big break. And so the young priest is like, well, I don't think so. I really don't. I'm not feeling it. And the old priest is like, okay, wait a minute. Are you telling me that you are afraid of a demon or the devil, and you're going to come here and you're going to call yourself a priest and you'll be priesting in this church? I don't know. Maybe you misinterpreted that you're calling. Maybe this isn't right for you at all. And so the young priest is just so conflicted. He's like, oh, geez, I did just commit my life to the priesthood. I did. Oh, did I ever draw a bad card coming into this church and then this call coming and that there's a demon across town that I have to go exorcise. I have to go exercise. Think about it. Man, I tell you what, it's like he should have signed up for a fitness club.
Oh, that's right, Preacher Isaac. That's really funny. I never thought of it that way, but you know, an exorcist, that's what it means. That is what exorcist is. Exorcist is exercise. A person who exorcises the demons and demonic spirits. And in a way, it's like he's like a spiritual fitness trainer. He's trying to extricate the demon or the devil out of somebody. And I would think if he was going there, if he come through his seminary or whatever the heck it is, he's coming through that. I hope they taught him how to do that, because they should have said, you know, being a priest, if anybody's going to get called to come and exorcise a demon, it's going to be a priest. So that comes part and parcel. That's your job. That's going to maybe be your job. You might have to do it more than once. You go and you find out, you know, how to use the holy water and all that stuff. So go ahead, Preacher Isaac.
That's right. I tell you, I don't know about you, but I'm glad this don't happen with us. I'm glad this is just a Catholic thing. That's fine. That's what they want to, you know, that's what it's all about. It's all in the family, so to speak.
So anyway, getting back to the movie The Exorcist, he goes in, he's going across town, and the whole darn time it's just this rainy, gloomy, this atmosphere like this. He goes into this like tenement building, and it goes up, I don't know how many floors. It's all kind of got a cold, dark feel to it in the first place. I mean, let's face it, the whole thing, I mean, they're wearing the dark, you know, the black robe and everything about it's just kind of creepy. So he gets upstairs, up to this room, and they're telling him, they're saying, hey, man, you know, I got to tell you, this one's bad. This one's really, really bad. I hope you're ready for this one. And you can see it on his face. He'd rather be anywhere on the face of the earth than where he is. You just can sense he just loved to just run out the building. He just loved to get the hell away from this demon. He doesn't want to be there, no how, no way. He does not feel like he's prepared for this. He's not up to it. He just got out of school for being a priest. Kind of wishes he had a few years at least under his belt. But nope, this is where it lands. This is his calling. It's where it's happening. So here he is. He's about ready to go in, and he got this bottle of water, of course, the holy water. And he's got his Bible, and he's got his cross. It's, the tools of the trade to exercise. And he goes into the room, and he's very, at first, he's just really kind of polite, like, hey, how's it going? This demon's having none of it. This demon kind of, possessing this young girl's body, looks at him. She just looks awful. She does not look good at all. No. Just this kind of greeny, pussy, and she kind of looks at him with these kind of mean, ornery eyes and this awful face, and she's kind of like,
I've been expecting you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like kind of that sort of thing. If it wasn't serious, it's really quite a hoot. Anyway, he's like, you mean you've been like, he kind of comes off this way, like, you mean you've been expecting me? Like personally me, or just a priest? And then the demon in this woman's body, the demon says,
You!
Excuse me, I'm sorry, but it's like I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny, but it is like, no, you personally, this is like the destiny. This is like predestined situation here. And now, if he wasn't scared before, and he wasn't ready just to jump out the window before, well, he sure is now. And so he says a few things like the Latin sort of thing, if I'm recalling it right. And then he's got this cross and these beads, and I could be a little off here, but then I know he gets the water, the holy water, and he takes and sprinkles some of that on the demon and starts saying some things. Well, I got to tell you, that demon is having none of it. None of it. None of it. No, that demon is really mad now. That demon is really ticked off, and that demon goes and barfs, throws up all over the priest. I know it's not funny. I don't know why I think it's so funny. Preacher Isaac, can you just take it from here?
All right, Preacher Joe, I understand. I understand because right there he has this look on his face. He's stunned. The priest is stunned. He looks at the possessed woman in the body of the demon in the body of the possessed woman, and he just looks at her like, "What the hell did you just do? You just threw up on me. My God, I mean, is there nothing? Is there nothing sacred? No signs of civility, no sir. Not from that there demon. In fact, when he gets back, when he pulls back and he's like, I got my hands full with this demon. Oh, the fun just getting started. That girl, that demon with that girl's body just jumping up and down like a trampoline on the bed. Just bouncing, and then flying up towards the ceiling. And then that's not all. And doing like this 360s with the body, just spinning around, trilling around like a rubber band's attached to her head and to her feet. And just been wound real tight and she's spinning. And then if that doesn't just about do the trick, once she comes smashing down on the bed, then her head just starts spinning around like an owl's head, like nothing you ever seen. And that right about that time, that there priest is like, oh my, I'm going to have to go back to the church. I'm going to have to get out of here about now. I'm going to have to go see if I can't get some reinforcements. Yeah, that's how I recall it. And so he's going out. I think not so sure, but I think he stops and has a cigarette. But he's going back to the church, and then he gets back there and he's like, hey, I could sure use a little help with this, don't you know? That older priest, he's just like, no, sir, this is yours. This is all yours. I know what you're going through. And I know demons are no fun to exercise at all, but that's what you signed up for. And so now the priest, he has to go back and he has to go through this again, and now he's really going to lay down some heavy stuff, as heavy as he could possibly be, all by himself. Now, I don't know about you, Preacher Joe, but I think if us preachers, we would not be going back there alone. No, why do they keep doing that? They always go alone. You want some reinforcements with you. Yeah, that's right. You want some reinforcements, and if it were me, and I think you feel in the same way, we'd be going back in full force with about 10 or 20 of us preachers, and we would come into that room, and we would have a fire hose full of holy water that we would just spray all over that demon. The whole room, we'd fill it up. We'd be spraying that holy water, and we'd be saying all that Latin stuff. We'd just make it like a big fire hose in there, just spraying away, saying all this Latin stuff. And we'd have this huge cross coming in, and we would just take this cross and we just smash it over to the body there, and we would not stop. We would not stop spraying until that demon knew beyond any doubt you're not going to reside in that poor girl's body. And when we're done with you, you're going to go and you're going to go tell all your demon buddies you ain't never going to come back again. you don't ever want to come back again because you never want to face the wrath of Preacher Isaac and Preacher Joe. No, sir. You want to stay the hell away from this planet. You want to get the hell out of God's universe. When we're through with you. And that's the reason, that's our approach. That's why we don't mess around. And that's why, I don't know, I just think that the priests, they're just too nice. They're just too subtle. I mean, you watch that movie, I mean, it's just, there's no passion. I mean, the guy is just like he's just barely floating through life there. And then that demon takes full advantage of him. It does. It's just like, yeah, I've been waiting for you. The priest is like, oh, here, have some holy water. Here you go. And then when that demon throws up on him, he's like, oh, my, you're getting demon stuff all over my robe. Oh, that's not nice. That demon don't respect nice. It don't respect nice. And if you're going to exorcise the demon, by God, you're going to do it. You got to do it right. So anyway, when I got done, I had to say to myself, now that has got to be something worth preaching about. That's why when you're with us, the demons are going to be far away. We keep the demons at bay because we don't mess around with demons. No, sir. That's why, that's why we never have any. We just don't have I don't know about you, Joe. Have you ever been called to take care of an exorcist?
Well, I sure have not, Preacher Isaac. I sure have not. For the demons' sake, they better never ever darken our doorstep, because we won't mess around. No, sir. No, they're going to keep their distance from us.
That's right, Preacher Joe.
All right, well, that was very stimulating. So, all right, let's just take a little breather. Let's kind of relax, and let's just sing a few hymns. We'll get on back to some more preaching. All right, let's.
Now you can listen to Preacher Joe and Preacher Isaac's sermons on Facebook just by typing Better Way Church into the Facebook search box. That's right, Preacher Isaac and Preacher Joe now also have their church in a Facebook group. So all you have to do to hear their sermons is go to the Facebook search box and type in Better Way Church. And that's not all. Now you'll also be able to contact them there directly. So now hearing Preacher Isaac and Preacher Joe's sermons is as easy as 1, 2, 3. When you're in Facebook, just put Better Way Church into the Facebook search and the link to Better Way Church will appear. Click on that link and you're there. Glory, glory, it's never been easier to listen to Preacher Isaac and Preacher Joe.